Welcome to our channel. Today in this video, we are gonna see one of the famous LeetCode question, that is to-sum input array is sorted. So let's see the problem statement. So what we have given is one indexed array of an integer numbers that is already sorted in non-decreasing order. So we have been given an array and which is in sorted format. So what we have to do next? Find two numbers such that they add up to a specific target number. So what we have to do here is add two elements from an array and we have to check whether it's equal to the target which will be given to us. Let these two numbers be number at index 1 and number at index 2, where 1 is less than or equal to index and index 2 less than or equals to number dots length. So the first element will be in the initial of the array and the next element will be somewhere within the range of the array. Now what it is given, return the indices of two numbers, index 1 and index 2 added by 1 as an integer array, index 1, index 2 of length 2. So what they are telling is you have to add 1 to whatever their current position is. As you know, in array, the indexing starts from 0. So they don't want 0 as the index. If it is at first position, they want it as 1 instead of 0. So that's why they are telling to add 1. Now the test has generated such that there is exactly one solution. So there will be one solution and you may not use the same element twice. So we don't have to use the same element twice and there is only one unique solution. So you'll not get multiple options where their addition will be equal to target. So from this problem statement, we can understand two things. Like first, that array is sorted. Second, that there will be only exactly one solution. And the third thing which is important is we have to add 1 to it. So let's see how we can approach this problem. Before that, let's see a few examples which they have given. So as you can see, they have given an array with elements as 2, 7, 11 and 15, whereas the target which is expected is 9. So what we have to do here, like we have to find elements whose addition is 9 and return their index by adding 1. So as you can see, they have written index 1 and 2. So 1 means first position. So at first position, what is the element? 2. Second is 2 index. So at second position, you can see 7 is there. So 7 plus 2 is equal to 9. So this is how we have to return the index of the elements by adding 1 to it. Another example is 2, 3 and 4 and the target expected is C. As you can see, if we add 2 and 4, we will get 6. So the position of 2 is 1, second, third. So position of fourth is 3. So you can expect the output as 1, 3. Now let's see what's the structure given to us to solve this problem. So we have been given two parameters in the function. One is the array list numbers and second is the target which we have to find, like a sum of the elements which is equal to the target that has been given to us. Now let's see how we can solve this problem. So suppose we have been given an array whose elements are 2, 4, 7, 10 and 12 and the target which is expected to be is 9 or 19. So let's see how we can solve this problem. Now what we do mentally, we check is 2 plus 4. What we are doing, let's see. What I'll check is my 2 plus 4 is equal to 19. No, it's not equal to 19. Then what I'll check, 2 plus 7 is equal to 19. No, it's not equal to 19. Then 2 plus 10 is equal to 12. No, it's not equal to 12. 2 plus 12 is equal to 14, not equal to 19. Now let's go for another example, another element. That is next element. We'll try 4 plus 7 is equal to how much? 11. Not again equal to 19. 4 plus 10 is equal to 14. Not equal to 19. Then 4 plus 12 is equal to 16. Again not equal to 19. Then next we have 7 plus 10 is equal to 17. Not equal to 19. Then 7 plus 12 is equal to 19. Yes. So this is equal to target. Now what we have to return? Do we have to return the numbers? No. What we have to return is index. So what is the index of 7? say 0, 1, 2. What they are telling? Add 1 to whatever index. Now, which indexing type I am using? I am using for array. That is 0 indexing. It will start from 0, 1, 2. So, 2 plus 1 will be, the index I will return is 3, comma, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is at 4th position according to 0 indexing. So, I'll do 4 plus 1, that is 5. So, the index we are expecting in the output is 3, 5. Now by writing, why I wrote this, like 2 plus 4 is 6, 2 plus 7 is equal to 9 or not. Like this is the basic calculation we do in our mind. So let's try to implement this with the help of a code. Now what we are doing, we are, we are taking this element, adding with next all the elements. Again we are taking 4, adding with all the remaining elements. Like similarly this pattern is going on. Like for each element, we will see if it's getting added to the next all the elements and we are getting target equal to 19 or not. So what we will do is, we will use for loop. Now how we will use for loop? Let's see. So for integer I is equal to 0. Since indexing of an array starts with 0, that is I is equal to 0, that is first element, I less than, now did we go till 12? No, right? There is no next element for to add after 12. So we will stop till 10. So our I less than will be n minus 1. Why I took writing n minus 1? Because for last element there is no other element to add further. So we will say n minus 1 I plus plus. So this is the for loop which we are gonna use. Okay, so this is the for loop which we are gonna use. What I did, I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0 will give me an access to first element, starting from the first element. I less than n minus 1. Why I did n minus 1? Because I want to go only till the second last element. Because at last element, we don't have any further elements to add and we will keep incrementing as we need. Now this is the first for loop. Now what we will do inside of this? We'll take another for loop. Why we are taking another for loop? Because we have to check with all the elements, not just with the one element. So again for loop which will be started from I plus 1. Now why I plus 1? Because we want it from next element. J will be less than n, that it has to go till last element, j plus plus. So we have used for loop inside another for loop. Now what we have to check? If my num of I, like element at I position plus num of j is equal to target. So let's see, my I is equal to 0 initially. So I is equal to 0. Num at I will be 2 and it is starting with j is equal to I plus 1, that is 0 plus 1. So 2 plus 4, is it equal to target? No. So if it's not equal to target, will not do anything. That's why I have put the if condition, that only if it is equal to target, then what we have to do is just return the elements. What we have to return? I plus 1, because we want added 1, they have already mentioned, and we will return j plus 1. That's it. Then our j plus 1. If nothing is there, let the loop continue and it will keep finding. Now let's see. Now initially I is equal to 0. So at I is equal to 0, element present is 2. Now j will start from I plus 1. So j is equal to 1. So let's see. If num of 0 plus num of j equals to target. So what it will do? It will do 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. 19? No. So it will not do anything. J will get incremented. Initially, wait, I'll write over here. Say we have 2, 4, 7, 10, 12. Now initially, my I is equal to 0. So my I is pointing over here. 2, 2. Now j is at this position initially. I plus 1, 0 plus 1 is this. Is 2 plus 4 is equal to 6, 19. So 2 plus 4 is 6. It is not equal to 19. So what I will do? Nothing. Again j will get incremented. I'll check for next element. Now j will be 1. Now it will check 2 plus 7 is equal to 19. No. Again j will increment. Again j will move to 10. 2 plus 10 is equal to 19? No. J will go further. Is 2 plus 12 is equal to 19? No. Now this for loop, inner for loop is completed since we didn't find any element. Now what it will do? Now it will increment the I. Sorry. Now what will happen? We will increment the I. I was currently at first position. Now I will be at second position. Now I will be at 4. J will be at 7. That is I plus 1. Again I'll check. 4 plus 7 is equal to 19? No. Increment the J. 4 plus 10 is equal to 19? No. Increment the J. 4 plus 12 is equal to 19? No. Increment the J. But after incrementing, elements are not present. So it will come out of the inner for loop. Again what will happen? Now I will get incremented. I will come at this third position. Now j will be at 10 position. So 7 plus 10 is equal to 19? No. Let's increment the j. Is 7 plus 12 is equal to 19? Yes. So what I'll return? I'll return I plus 1. I was how much? 2. So 2 plus 1 will be 3. And j is at which position? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 5 plus 1, that is 6. Sorry, the expected output over here is 3, 6. So 3 and 6, we got this values 3, 6. Since it is at fifth position, like see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, sorry, it will be at fifth position only. Sorry. Since j is equal to at how much? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So j is equal to 4. So if we add plus 1, we will get 5. So the expected output is 3, 5. Sorry, my mistake. So it will be 3, 5. Okay. So what is the time complexity of this code? Can you tell that? See, we are using first for loop to go till n elements. Inside that, again we are using for loop which is going till n elements. So what will be the time complexity of outside loop? O of n. Okay. What will be the time complexity of inner for loop? Again O of n. Now since this for loop is inside another for loop, the total time complexity of this code will be O of n square. Are we using any extra space in this? So no. The space complexity will be O of 1. Since we are not using any extra space, just variables I and j. Understood why the time complexity is O of n square? Because one for loop is inside another for loop and both are getting iterated till n. Like that is the end of an array. So it will be O of n square. Now let's try to implement this code in the LeetCode. So let's write this code in LeetCode now. So what is the return type expected? A vector with the values of the position. So let's create a vector to store our result. Say vector int result. Okay. Now what we decide, what we are gonna do? We are gonna use for loop. For loop for what? To iterate the first element so that we can find the first element. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than numbers dot size minus 1, because we have to go till second last element I plus plus. Inside that there will be another for loop for int j is equal to, now j will start from I plus 1 because we want to add it with starting from next element. J less than, it should go till end of the array numbers dot size j plus plus. We have to keep incrementing j so that we can check with all elements. Now what's the condition? If numbers of I plus numbers of j is equal to target which is given to us. Now what we have to do? We have to store that position by adding 1 to our result array. So say result dot push back. What we will put I plus 1. We want position, not value. So we are putting I plus 1, and they have told to add 1 to the position. That's why we are adding 1. Result dot push back j plus 1. Now our both the elements are added in the vector. Now what we have to do? Just return result. But it will give you an error. Let's see why. Let's run this code. Let's see if it works or not. It will give you an error. See, non-void function does not return a value in all controls. We have written the value, but the thing is we have to return it outside the for loop. Okay. Otherwise it will give you an error. So what we will do, we will just return result. Because if this part doesn't work, then it is expecting an array, but we are not returning anything. So that's why it was giving an error. I wrote return result in the end. Now let's see whether our code works or not. Let's take our test case only. We'll change the test case first. Say we have 2. What was our array? 2, 4, 7, 10 and 12. 2, 4, 7, 10 and 12, and the target value is 19. Let's run this code. As you can see, all test cases are getting passed. See, case 1, case 2, output, expected output, again case 3, -1, 0, -1 is the target, 1, 2 output, everything is correct. Let's try to submit this code. Where is submit? Let's submit this code. So as you can see, we have got an error for time limit exceeded. So this all test cases are getting passed, but only one test case is not getting passed because it is taking a lot of time more than expected. So what we have to do is we need to find another solution which can reduce the time required to solve this problem. So this was a brute force approach. Now let's try to understand how we can reduce the. So let's see how we can solve this problem by reducing the time complexity. So this was the array given to us 2, 4, 7, 10, 12 with the elements, and target is expected is 19. So what we can do is, see, whatever is given in the question, each carries a lot of importance. So here the specific thing which is given to us is that first array is sorted. This is a very important keyword which has to be considered. Now what if the array is sorted? How it will help me to solve this code? So the thing is, let's check. If I do 2 plus 12 2 plus 12, so as you can see 2 plus 12 is 14. This is coming less than my target value. So what I'll do, 2 will definitely not work. Something element which is greater than 2 has to be added. So let's try with 4. 4 plus 12 is 16. Again, the value is less than 19. That is the target value. So what again I'll do? I need some greater element to add, more greater than 4, which will help me to get value as 19. Then let's do 7 plus 12. Now 7 plus 12 will give me 19. So I found the element. So what I'm doing over here is I'm using a very popular pattern, that is two pointer approach. So what I am doing over here is I am keeping one pointer over here, say left, and one pointer over here, right. If my left plus right value is equal to target, I am talking about addition of elements over here, not the pointers. If left plus right value is equal to target, then I got the position. But if my left plus right value after adding comes greater than target, then what? If it is greater than target, definitely I need to reduce this right term. That's why this array is sorted. So next element in this side will be in decreasing order. So I have to reduce my number. So what I'll do, I'll reduce the right. So I will decrement the right and I'll try to bring it to the left hand side. Now another scenario is if my left plus target value is less than target. Sorry. What? Left plus right should, if it is less than target, means what? I need to add more bigger element which is more than this left side. So what I'll do, this is in increasing order. So what I'll do, I'll increment the left. Are you understanding? If the target value, if after doing sum, if it is greater than target, I have to decrement the right. If it is less than target, then I have to increment the left. So this is the logic which we are going to use. Let's see how we can implement it. Now so what we have done, we have initialized left pointer is equal to 0. Then my right pointer will be at the end of an array, that is say array dot size -1. Now what we are gonna check, if array of left plus array of right equals target, then what we have to return? Return left plus 1 and right plus 1. So we have to return this. Again, if not this, again if array of array of left plus array of right is less than target, then what we will do, it is less, so we have to increment the left. So it will be left plus if array of array of left plus array of right is greater than target, then we have to decrement the right. Now the question is, how long this we are gonna continue? So that will be continued till while left is less than array, left is less than right. So the moment they come at one point at left equal to right, we have to stop it. So while left less than right, this code will work. So what we are gonna do, if array of left plus array of right is equals to target, just return the positions by adding 1 to it. If array of left plus array of right is less than target, then just increment the left part. And if array of left plus array of right is greater than target, that means we have to decrement the right, so that we will go closer to the smaller element. So here we are using 2 pointer approach. Okay. So 2-pointer approach has been used. Now let's see whether our this time limit exceeded error gets solved by using this approach. Now can you tell me what is that? Before that, can you tell me what is the time complexity of this code? So the time complexity of this code is O of n. Now why the time complexity of this code is O of n? Because we are only using one while loop and it is getting iterated only once. Whole array will get iterated only once. That's why the time complexity is O of n. And what will be the space complexity? Space complexity will be O of 1 again, since we have not using any extra space. So space complexity will remain same, that is O of 1. So we have reduced the time complexity from O of n square to O of n. Now let's see whether it will help us to solve this time limit exceeded error. So now let's try to solve this example with 2-pointer approach. We will reset this code. So again we need vector to store our result. So let's create that result. What we are using? 2 pointers. So int left will be at position 0. Int right will be at position last element. So how we will get the last element position? Numbers dot size minus 1. Now what we have to do? We have to iterate till left is less than right. Okay. So what we have to check? If numbers of left plus numbers of right is equal target. If it is, then what we will do? We will add that into our vector. Say result dot push back left plus 1 and result dot push back. What will push right plus 1? Sorry. And then return result. This is if it is equal. Now what to do if it is not equal? One scenario is if, I'll copy this. Greater than target. Greater than target, then what we have to do? We have to decrease the greater element. So we'll do right minus minus. Another scenario was if this is less than target. So we have to increment the increase the smaller number. So what we will do? Left plus plus. Okay. Now at outside of while loop, we'll again return the result so that we'll not get error again. Return result. Let's run this code. Now we should not get time limit exceeded error. All cases are getting accepted. Let's try to submit this code now. As you can see, the code has been submitted. So this is the optimal solution which you can think for this. Previous solution was not wrong. The only thing was time complexity was bit high, that is O of n square. We need to have the optimal solution. So this is the optimal solution for this 2 sum. So what we did is, let's revise it. We took 2 pointers, left and right. Left will be pointing at the start of an array and right will point at the end of the array. Since the key point to take away over is that array was sorted. That's why we were able to take it from last element. If array is not sorted, then we cannot use this approach. This approach will completely fail since the greater element will not be at the end, always at the end of an array. So this technique only applies if array is sorted. not otherwise. So what we had left pointer at the start of the array, right pointer at the end of the array. Since it has greater element at the end, what we did, we checked if the left and right position elements sum is equal to target. If it is, then we will return by adding 1 to both of them. If it is greater than target, what we were doing, we were reducing the last element, that is greater element, by 1. So we were decrementing the right by right minus minus. And if their sum is smaller than target, which means we need to increase the value so that we'll reach to the target. So what smaller elements were present on the left side. So what we did, we incremented the left. So left plus plus. This is how we keep doing till we reach a point where left and right are next to each other. The moment they come equal, we need to stop the code. So that's why we wrote while left less than right. I hope you understand this logic. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, let